Okay, we're finishing up the notes, and then after that, I'll go over a couple of the homework problems. So this might be one of the longer videos today, just because I'm just going to trail into the classwork homework a little bit. Okay, we cannot combine these two over here on number 5 just because one has an x and one has a number. So we can already start solving for it. Well, the -9, the -9 is a little bit farther away from the x because this 5/3 is right next to it. So -9, we're going to add 9 on both sides because that's the opposite. Okay. 5/3 x, or 5/3x, 16 plus 9 on the right side is going to be 25. I'm going to write this twice for notes purposes so that you can see what I'm doing. We've dealt with fractions before on the previous lesson, but I'm going to show you another way on how to deal with fractions. And some of you guys might know this one already. Okay. If you want to get rid of a times fraction right over here, you're going to multiply by its reciprocal. Okay. So multiply by the reciprocal. I hope I spelled that correctly. Yeah, reciprocal. What is a reciprocal, you ask? Well, it is going to be a flip. So instead of saying 5/3, we're going to multiply by 3/5 times 3/5. Okay, when you guys do that, so what's going to happen is you're going, the 3's from your fraction days, those 3's are going to undo each other, and the 5's are also going to undo each other over here, and then you're left with an x. Okay. I'm going to make this now into a fraction. So this is going to be 25/1 times 3/5, and then we can do some of our fraction rules. I like to really check out your diagonals first. Okay, look at your diagonals. What can we divide 25 and 5 by to make it smaller? We can divide this by 5 and divide this by 5 to make it smaller. So I'll just make it like that. Divide by 5, divide by 5. Well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, now multiply straight across. So again, this is from your fraction rules from, I just want to say elementary school, but we're here to just kind of review it one more time. Now, don't forget, this is your new number now. It's not 25. So 5 times 3 is going to be 15. And then on the bottom, 1 times 1 is going to be 1. But you don't have to write 15/1 anymore. So we're just going to write it as 15. Let's now do number 6. Okay, so the fraction, the variable is on the right side, but we can still solve for it. Okay, we have a -3/2, and I do want to emphasize this 10. Ask yourself, is this positive or negative? Because it's just a little bit away from the variable. Okay, this is positive 10. Now that we know this is a positive 10, okay, these two we can't combine because they're not like terms. We can start solving for it. Because this is a positive 10, the opposite of that is going to be -10 on both sides. Okay. 109 minus 10 should be 99. This one goes away. And then you still have -3/2m. Okay. If you get thrown off by the negative, you can also write the negative on the top, and that's totally fine. I'm going to write this again twice for notes purposes, so you can write the negative on the top, and that's totally okay. All right. Like on the last step that I did on number 5, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the number right by the variable. So the reciprocal of -3/2 is going to be -2/3. So yes, you need to also incorporate the negative along with the reciprocal as well. So you're going to multiply both sides by -2/3. So what's going to happen is the 2's are going to be gone, the 3's are going to be gone, and then the negative times negative will turn into positive. So that's going to be okay. So that's fine. Okay, this is -2/3. Times 99/1 is equal to m. We just got to do some fraction work. Okay, I think we can divide 99 and 3 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is going to equal to 1. 99 divided by 3 should be 33, I hope. Okay. Now multiply straight across. -2 times 33 is going to be -66. 1 times 1 in the denominator is 1. And then we don't have to write that anymore, the over 1. So -66 is equal to m. to also check your work too, just to make sure that you should be getting this. Some of you guys may have the graphing calculator, and if not, I think there are other ways to input your guys' answers. So I'm just going to start with the 10, and I just want to see that it equals up to the 109. So I'll just start with 10 minus, and I'm going to put parentheses, 3 divided by 2. And then at the same time, I'm going to also put another parentheses. We said m was negative 66. And let's just go check that work. And yes, it does come out to 109. Okay. Number 7. So number 7 and number 8 will represent the final problems. And then after that, we can do a couple of the classwork homework problems. Okay. Any like terms on the left side? None, because this is an x and this is a 1. Any like terms on the right side? It kind of looks like it because they have 7s, but the answer is no, because this one has an x and this one does not. So we can start transferring. What I like to do is I like to transfer all the variables on the left side, and then after that, all the numbers on the right side. Okay. Question. If you don't see a number in front of the x, what number is that? That number is 1. Okay. So then you can write that so that you know that it should be there. Okay, this is a positive 7x, so I'll just put a positive here. So what is the opposite of positive 7x? We're going to minus 7x on both sides. All right, good thing we've labeled that this is a 1x, so you guys can put this on the calculator. 1 minus 7 is going to be negative 6x. Drop the negative 1. And don't forget the negative 7 on the right side, because that's still there. Okay, now that we've transferred all the variables on the left, we're not going to touch this. Now we're going to touch this because this is more outer from the x. What is the opposite of negative 1? We're going to plus 1 on both sides. Negative 6x is equal to, this is going to be also negative 6. And then this is a times. We're going to divide both sides by negative 6, whatever you see in front of the variable. X is equal to positive 1. Okay. I hope that makes sense. I mean, let's plug in 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 7 times 1 is 7, minus 7 is 0 as well. So this should be a legit answer. Okay. All right, we're going to get to number 8, and then I'll do some homework problems with you guys. And not all, just some. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the left side over here. These are not like terms because this has an x and this one does not. Okay. You know, some people think we got to do negative 5 plus 3, but remember your PEMDAS, we're going to have to distribute or do the multiplication first. So that's going to be stronger. You're going to have to do that. Okay. So don't do negative 5 plus 3. It's really tempting, but the PEMDAS rules of the multiplication is stronger than the addition. You got to do that first. Okay. So now negative 5 drops down here. 3 times x is 3x, and we're going to make that positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, and then we can't do anything on the left side just yet. All right, combine like terms. There are some terms that we can combine on the right side before we begin transferring. Okay, negative 5 plus 9 is positive 4. So, negative 38 minus 3x. Okay, we said it's positive 4. Negative 5 plus 9 plus 3x. Okay, I think now we can start transferring. So like I said, I like to put all the variables on the left side, so I'm not going to touch this. I will touch this. What is the opposite of plus 3? The opposite is minus 3x. Minus 3x. Okay. Be careful. Some people think that this crosses out. It really does not cross out, even though it looks like it. Really try it on the calculator if you're really not too sure. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6x, so just be careful. It looks like it will cross out, but it does not cross out. Negative 38 minus 6x is equal to positive 4. Okay. All right, what is the opposite of now? Start putting all the pure numbers on the right side. So this is a pure number right here. What's the opposite of negative 38? Plus 38. Negative 6x is equal to 4 plus 38 is going to be 42. Okay, now we can divide both sides by whatever number you see in front of the x, negative 6. So x should equal to negative 7. Okay. That should be it, right? Okay. I did say that this was going to be the longer video, but I'm seeing that my video is already 10 minutes. So if you want to meet me on the last video, promise this time, the third video, then we're going to go over more problems, which is pretty much your classwork homework. You might as well just jump in, and that way you don't have to do those problems, and you can just do it along with me. Okay, I'll see you on the last video. Promise, last video.